Cause no way I ain't gonna eat that soup and them noodles and shit. But honestly, the noodles be good. The noodles be really good. The chicken noodles is good. They had this one sandwich. It was like turkey and cheese. That was really good. They had this one smoothie thing. That was really good. But I never wanted to eat like the soups or any of that. Oh yeah, a cookie. It's like a big ass cookie. I love those cookies. But this other stuff that some of these people be ordering, some of this stuff like be running through these people, and it makes them sick and all that stuff. I wasn't even trying to sound disgusting when I was talking about how the bathroom was. I didn't go. I see, the thing I did was not even go into details. I just told you my experience when I walk in and I gotta do my business, and it's just disgusting how this food just messes people up. That when it's something like that, that means that something is wrong with that food. It's either one, the way people cook the shit, because the way they gotta do everything fast paced. Two, the placement of the food. Yeah. But the thing is though, when I put that food up, I get help. And there's other people, they have to put stuff in the back too, and they have to make sure that it's together. And sometimes you never know. Somebody could be moving shit around, because sometimes you gotta take some stuff and put it in the back. So you don't know what people's doing in this motherfucker. But I know I put everything right, because that's what my sister told me when she was training me. And I was like, yeah, you gotta do this, gotta put the milk here, put the soup there, put the salad there, put the dressing and all that shit in the right place. Yeah, cool, I get it. Make sure them dates is right. Got you. That's all it is. But sometimes it's other people there. They can go in the back. You don't know if they moving something and then putting this shit here, moving something and putting that other shit there. And they could mix the dates up and they could get the wrong kind of thing. You don't know what could happen. So there's that. That's just my guess of why people get sick from food. Cause this could happen anywhere. If the salad's mixed up wrong, if the burgers is mixed up wrong, somebody can get sick. Sometimes it could even happen if shit ain't clean right. Like for instance, one time I wasn't able to do the dishes. I had to do a whole bunch of boxes. So some people don't wash the dishes correctly, and it be food on the shit. I'm like, no, motherfucker, put that shit back, and one of you motherfuckers wash this shit, because that shit is tainted, motherfucker. Should be contaminated. Put that shit back over there and clean that motherfucker, and then put it back in the thing. That's how you do this shit. People is fucking stupid. People, cause sometimes it be young people, and young people, they don't give a goddamn. They like, as long as I get paid, I don't give a fuck, motherfucker. That's understandable. You want to get your bread. I feel that. I respect that. But at the same time, you gotta be careful. Lives be at stake here when you make mistakes like that. There's a reason why people make complaints and shit, call the FDA, stuff like that, because of little shit like that. Like, the people gonna be like, oh, it's just a little speck of food, they can scrape it off. No, bitch, they don't have to do that. It's supposed to be your job to clean that motherfucker. Make sure it's clean. So when they get that plate, that food goes on there And they better make sure that food is right when they serve it. And it better taste good. Because if that plate is dirty and that food is bad, that's a bad concoction and it's gonna make somebody sick. Simple as that. That's why I don't like being at a food industry job, because that's too much pressure, and then you working with other people that just don't give a fuck, because they can just get carried away and they don't know that their mistake could lead to either somebody getting really severe sickness or their lives can be taken away from very bad food poisoning. It's scary. Very scary. So, fast forward through all this craziness, they had me do different things. Cleaning around the door. They had like, you know, those big juice things where you go to the thing and you press the button to let the juice come out. I had to put juice in one of those, help refill those, and it was almost crazy, because you got to be really careful, like really careful not to drop shit or it's all over. But I had help. But I was like, man, this ain't what I signed up for. I thought I was just supposed to be carrying. I thought I was supposed to be just like putting these boxes and shit up. I thought I was supposed to be, like working in these freezers, doing, going out washing these damn dishes. No, y'all got me doing this shit, doing that shit, and then after this whole shit with the juice, y'all teaching me how to make them damn noodles and shit. And I thought in the back of my head, like, man, something ain't right here. Why is we doing all these different jobs? Like, I thought I was supposed to just do dishes and do the box of shit, cause y'all don't got nobody else doing it, and this shit I'm doing was good for me. It was convenient for me. But now it started getting to a point where it was like, I was doing these jobs, and then it got to one day, my sister, she had to go on emergency leave because she was pregnant and she had to be careful. So she thought something was wrong, and some women, they get gas or whatever. So, because that's what it was. Anyway, she left and pretty much had a day off. So this manager, when I tell you he was an asshole, I ain't lying about that. I wish I would have spoke about the second interview first. Let me do that too, because this is the reason why I didn't like this motherfucker. And it depends how you look at it. So we do the second interview, right? Same scenario, whatever. But he was looking at me like he was mad because he felt like I wasn't listening to him. Like his voice was getting a little louder in between. And I'm in the back of my mind like, what the fuck is his problem? Like, dude, I understand what you're saying. I'm listening to you. Chill the fuck out. That's what was going on in my head. So I'm listening to him. He's going over the procedures, the terms and conditions. I'm like, cool. I get that. Be careful. All that stuff. Don't do nothing stupid. Don't mess with nobody at the job. Don't flirt with nobody. All that stuff. Don't do nothing stupid with the food and all that. I get that. I get all those instructions. Just from all that. Because sometimes people don't pay attention to the terms and conditions. You know how you just play video games and they just give you that terms and conditions and that that EUCA or whatever the fuck that shit is, and you just scroll right past it and you just go to accept. Like nobody want to care about that shit. They just want to play the fucking game. Like, we get it. Don't do nothing retarded. I mean, pardon me saying that word, but like, don't do nothing dumb. Don't do nothing stupid. Don't harass people. Don't copy and all that stuff. Don't sell this to other people with copy DVDs or shit. Shit like that. No pirating, all that. We got it. Right. Anyway, back to this guy. He's interviewing me. He's talking to me. He had this crazy demeanor about himself. He just being a prick. And then it's like, cool. And then there was this one moment about my social security number. And it was just a simple mistake because they was rushing me out the house. You at home. People putting all this pressure on you to work at a fucking job. You can't hardly make a decision on your own. People making decisions for you, which is not the way life should work at all. So they all just telling me what to fucking do. They all rushing me. They all up my ass. So I ended up forgetting my social security card, rushing, listening to their ass. And I'm there with him, and he's like, oh, wow, okay. Like, you forgot your social security number? Like, he said in an asshole way, too, like the way he just looked at me. And then, so he told me this. And I would never forget this shit. And he said it in a very intimidating way. Because this reminds me of a note somebody gave me about their final warning. Take your final warning and shut up your ass. Anyways, he had his finger. You know how some people had that one finger, like Sonic the Hedgehog, and he waves it. He had his finger up, and you know how they have it like a little bit from their face, and then he pointed it like in between his eyes, away from his face, and he was pointing at me, putting his finger down, and while he was talking, he was like, when I tell you to do something, you do it. And he said in such a serious way, an intimidating way. And I looked at that motherfucker and tilted my head a bit. Like, okay, motherfucker, I got you. I didn't say that to him, but I had it in my mind. Like, you don't fucking scare me. Because I looked him in his eyes and he said that shit. Like, I'm not scared of your fat ass. Anyway, though, that's what I need to get out the way, because I just forgot that part. Now, let's get on to how he be acting when I be working. Okay, let's go back to the part where my sister left. My sister left. Hold on a minute. Okay, we had a phone call at home, but everything's okay. It's no emergency. Just family members calling and just want to speak with my grandmother. That's all. Anyways, about my sister, she had a little emergency. She wanted to leave real quick, and she took day off. Okay, so I'm in the back, right? And there was a little bit of issues with the boxes or whatever, and it was just like a little bit of a slowdown. Because it was so many boxes, and I didn't know where to put them. And they said you can't lay them down and stuff like that. But there was an issue. One of them was busted and was spilling. And I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? So he came back there and he was mad. I don't know why. He was getting mad at me. He was like, oh, you did this? I'm like, I didn't do this shit. I didn't say I didn't do this shit, but I'm like, I didn't do this. And so, instead of picking the shit up, because you're supposed to do stuff properly. When you move things, you're supposed to do it properly. But I mean, like, if it's your own shit and you want to throw it, that's your business. But no, this guy Like, you know the milk is in there, bro. Like, it doesn't matter if it's plastic, in a cardboard box, whatever. Like, you're supposed to handle this shit correctly. Instead of picking up the boxes and properly placing them where they need to go, he picked up the boxes and he just took them and chucked these niggas. Oh, oops. Not chuck these ninjas, but he was chucking them motherfuckers. He was yeeting them bitches like it wasn't shit. And I'm like, looking at this guy like, what the fuck is wrong with him?